you know, we've...
So how do you launch a satellite?
Excuse me?
What do you use to launch a satellite?
Oh, any one of the rockets that are out there. You can rent them from India, you can use SpaceX, you can rent them from India, Russia. They make them available at anywhere from $50 million to $85 to $100 million launch. It's a question of payload. Again, it doesn't matter.
Is Ariane from
an Ariane could do it.
If the satellites are suborbital,
no, that's not going to happen.
Oh, okay. And so let's say you have something, whether it's on the moon or something out there. Is it space debris? I mean, you know, what is the competition for the space that's out there?
There's a lot of debris that's out there right now. I already know that in the U.S. we have certain lasers that we can actually clean up space. But nobody's spending time on this here, and we just have to engineer around that. There's a lot of junk out there. The Chinese blowing up their satellites, which they did. I was in Washington, D.C. when that happened, and it scared the bejesus out of everybody. What are they doing? And they pinged an American satellite with a laser, you know, which is used for targeting. And this was very interesting. This is the part of the politics that is really not discussed out there, which is there are a lot of people who really do not want the United States to develop this here.
Well, why aren't the Chinese doing it? Or
they would love to be doing it.
Why aren't they?
They are working on it.
They don't have the intellectual property?
They don't have the intellectual creativity, is what I say.
So is the United States...
The United States is working on it at different levels, but there's a lot of debate that goes on. You know, this whole NASA debate thing was about power plays, employment. You know, it had nothing to do with the solution. And we all know that the people who invented the carriage were not the people who built saddles for horses. The carriage people did not invent trains. The train people did not invent airplanes. It's got to come from complete left field, and that's what's developing right now. I leave you with that.
Yeah.
The current status is that the scientists who know what's going on know that there is no science that has to be developed. In other words, it's just a question of resources. All those people, including our government and all the other people, they think they have to fund it. There's a small crowd of people who understands and have pre-commitments, verbal, some of the parts written, in terms of all the financing is there. After that, it's people who say, gee, these beams, they're going to be used as death beams of one sort or another. You know, this is not that type of thing. And then the utility industry that really doesn't want this to develop, the space industry that is ambivalent in terms of where it goes, and therefore politicians who get mixed up in all of this, and they raise all sorts of false
issues that aren't useful, right?
Yeah.
Right.
All you have to do is convince Ming the Merciless, and it'll go right.
Ming the Merciless.